Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview, March 18th, 2015 on a hump day. We call it. It is Wednesday, the middle of our trading week. We have a long day ahead of us and I am coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand, where we have bright blue sunny skies and white sandy beaches. And folks, it is hot. Very, very hot. And I'm doing this early in the morning. Alright traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Alright traders, if you would let me introduce myself to you. We have a lot to do today. We have 6 currency pairs we're going to go over. Got some news and commentary and just a lot of stuff going on. So let's get started. My name is William Guild. I am your moderator through the market opening preview series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I started trading in 2006 and 2008. I retired from a wonderful career in the fire rescue department out of the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later, I came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday to celebrate my 27-year career. Well, it's 2015, traders, and I am still in Thailand. Absolutely loving it. Great time zone to trade. I can basically trade all 3 sessions, Asia, London, and New York, only like 1/4 of New York, and still get a good night's rest. Traders, I am in the markets every single day. I'm listening and to fundamentals. I'm looking at charts, and I'm looking for opportunities with probabilities on my side to win trades. And that's what this is all about. This is an educational video to help you get along to get to that level where you're profitable more than you're negative, right? You want to see that profit line moving up, not all over the place. All right, let's get to it, and let's get the legal stuff out of the way. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. So what you used last month might not work this month. No guarantees in trading any instrument, whether it's Forex, futures, options, etc., etc. Pot-belly pigs, doesn't make a difference what you're trading, right? If you change systems, doesn't guarantee you're going to win the trade. All right, let's get on over to news and commentary. Let's talk about the indices right off the bat here. I got them in front of me. The Dow closed negative 0.71%. The S&P 500 closed 0.34%, with the Nasdaq in the green at 0.16% barely, and the Russell 2000 in the green at 0.20%. That's not too bad. Let's take a look at the Eurozone, and the DAX closed negative 1.54%. The FTSE closed up 0.49%, and the CAC 40 was in the red at 0.64%, with the Euro Stoxx 50 closing negative 0.93% in the red. Traders, let's come on over to Asia, and these countries are currently trading. The Nikkei 225 is in the red barely at 0.07%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is in the red at negative 0.41% at the start of their trading day. And the Shanghai is positive 0.33%, with the Hang Seng also positive 0.88%. And the Kospi is barely in the green at 0.01%. That's the numbers on the indices, what is going on currently in Asia. All right, let's take a look at the news calendar. We have quite a different day today as far as news goes. There was really nothing in Asia data-wise. However, we have 5 pieces of data coming out 90 minutes into the London session from the Great British Pound. So that is what is going on there. And before the New York Open, 1 hour before the New York Open, the CAD's got wholesale sales month on month. And the Great British Pound has an annual budget release, which is also a high impact news event. Then it gets interesting, folks. Oh yeah. Then, late in New York, it should be 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have FOMC economic projections, FOMC statement, federal funds rate. Secretary Liu speaks. Then you have FOMC press conference, and then a half hour after the New York Stock Exchange closed, out of New Zealand, you have gross domestic product quarter on quarter. So quite a busy day on the calendar. I have a bad feeling that what we're going to end up seeing here is the markets are going to dry up about London lunch beginning in New York. Everybody is waiting for FOMC news to come out, and they're waiting and hoping that they're going to get some kind of solid direction of what the FOMC is going to do. I think the market. I really don't think that they're that crazy, but that they think that they're going to get a day that the month that the FOMC is going to raise interest rates. The Fed is not going to give them that information. They're going to talk around the tree. They're not going to talk about the tree, and that's just the way it is. That's the Fed. So we'll see what FOMC Chairwoman Auntie Yellen has to say. I did not come up with that, folks. I'm not that smart, but a friend of mine, a guy who trades options in his video calls her Auntie Yellen. It's pretty funny. Anyhow, commentary for today is, just really have to be very careful in your trades and watch what's going on. The pound, you got FOMC. I do think by London lunch, the markets are going to absolutely freeze up until this FOMC data is released. So I think we have maybe the first 4 hours of London to trade. There's nothing to trade until the London Open. So that's what's going on with news and commentary. As usual, we're going to talk about some 60-minute Forex charts. We've got 6 currency pairs to talk about, and they are quite different today than yesterday. A little bit more trickier, and I have to say, you're not going to be able to leave your computer and go walk the dog until you get break even. These are trade plans that are going to take some work. That nasty word, work. But yeah, we're going to have to work a little bit today on these. As usual, let's start with the euro dollar. The euro dollar is a trend line break trade, and we're just waiting for this to break the trend line. This was, this is coming to you by the time it gets up into YouTube. There's probably 2 hours. The screenshot. So there was 2 candles after this, and this is going to break. This is a 4-touch trend line, 5-touch trend line break, and so this trend line is valid, and it's a good chance that this is going to bounce off this trend line and head up to the 200. This doesn't guarantee, but our focus is that we're bearish in the euro dollar. There's nothing positive coming out of the eurozone. So we're expecting this to fall. It's had 2 up days, and I think it's had enough of its retrace, and now we're just gonna wobble this thing back down and just continue the downslide. So that's what's going on with the euro dollar. Pretty easy trade plan there. I'd like to say that the pound dollar is an easy trade plan. This is not an easy trade plan. I don't like this trade plan, to be honest with you. We need this to come back up to this 1.4792 area between the 50 and the 38.2 Fibonacci level, and we know the pound does not like to give us pullbacks, but we need a pullback in this, and then we want to sell this. We're bearish in this. You really don't want to sell this here, even though you could, and you could probably get to support, which is the end of the fib at the 0.0 line, and make some profit. However, you are trading into support. You'd really like to see this thing move up a little bit, and I surely wouldn't be trading this with those Bollinger Bands. Look at those Bollinger Bands that are curled inward like that. That's telling me there's no volatility in the market, and yeah, I'm not interested in that. The other thing is that all that data that's coming out in the London session with the pound, I wouldn't even look at a pound pair until that data is released, and that's 90 minutes into the London Open. That data will be released, so that's going to be quite interesting. All right, let's move on to our good old friend, the Aussie dollar. This is a mess, I have to be honest with you. We want this to pull back to that 50% level. I don't think it's going to happen. If you look left of the chart, that is just really sloppy stuff. That's a lot of junk there, and you're going to get a battle on each level, whether you're going up or you're going down. The best thing that could happen is that this 23.6, it drops below it and then just drops, and then just continues to drop. That would probably be our best bet, but we'd like to see a pullback. We want to see this jerk up, a notch or two, and then we can sell this. This is going to be one of these trades where, like I said, you can't go walk the dog. If you enter into an Aussie dollar trade, you're going to need to sit at your computer until you break even. The nice thing about this is that we're in Asia and it's very quiet, and the Bollinger Bands are open. And that's a good sign, because that means that people are trading the Aussie dollar, and there's volatility in this pair. So that's a good sign for us. So see how this goes. Just be cautious with it, and adjust the stop. Just because I put a stop on the chart, don't go by that. You can adjust the stop to where you feel is comfortable for your money management situation. Take a look at the Euro Aussie. This thing has had 2 up days, and I'm expecting this to drop and to come back down. Again, this is a trend line trade. The reason I made it a trend line trade is because there was really nothing to fib. The other thing is that there's a really good chance that this is going back up to that 200 exponential moving average. That would not surprise me. The Euro Aussie likes doing that, and it really likes the 200, and it's pretty close to it. That wouldn't surprise me that this goes to the 200, gets rejected, and then drops. So we'll see. We might not get the trade today. It might be 24 hours from now before we get the trade. I like that the upper Bollinger Band is open, but the bottom Bollinger Band is closed. So mixed reaction from that. So we want to sell this at about 1.3893. We'd love to take profit at 1.3785 if we can do it. That would be a nice trade for us. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it and watch it and wait for London Open. Don't do anything before London Open, traders. It is way too quiet. Let's jump over to the Euro Yen. Okay, this trade plan is very specific. There's not a lot of room to wiggle on this here. This is a trend line. Again, another trend line break, right? You can see I put resistance on the chart. This is a trend line break. You see where I put that dash, that white box at support, and that's why my arrow for the sell trade is at 128.40. And the reason for that is because we want to get through that support area before we sell it. We want to sell there, and then we can take this down. If this breaks this and works, this is a great trade, and this is clear to come all the way down, probably to the 126.97 area. So this is a great trade to the downside. This has a lot of pips if this breaks this trend line and we get this entry. We don't want to buy this here. You're buying into resistance. We don't want to do that. And that's only like 23 pips, 26 pips, I think, to the resistance line. So we don't want to do that. But we do want to sell this, and if we get the opportunity, let's grab onto it. Here's a New Zealand dollar trade. The New Zealand has been all over the place, traders. There is no trending action either on this chart or the daily chart. It's just all over the place. One day it's up, one day it's down, one day it's up, one day it's down. So, we're bearish on this pair. If you look at this spatially, both on the daily and on this chart, we're bearish. We want this to come back up to the 38.2 at 0.7345, and we'll be more than happy to get out at 73.08 or 73.10, 73.15, somewhere in there. We'll get out, take our 35 pips, and have a nice day. But will it happen? I'm not sure, traders. This has been a challenge, this New Zealand dollar pair, the last week. But I'd like to see it work. That's for sure. Definitely would like to see it work. So, wrapping up our 6 currency pairs, just a note, big data coming out for the London session from the pound, 90 minutes into the session. And in New York, we have FOMC data coming out. And there's a good chance the markets will shrivel up after the London lunch. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for being with me today. Coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. We'll see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow before the London Open. Traders, have a great trading day, and we'll catch you next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.